And whenever he happens to come to Haridwar or Rishikesh, he makes it a point to contact me and then gives a lecture to our students who come from all over India. Now I request him to very kindly enlighten the audience on the topic on to perfection. Mrityur ma amritam gamaya. Very nice topic. Professor Bhattji, and your time is up to 8:55.
Can you remind me at 8:50?
Yes, I will remind 5 minutes before.
Asato ma sadgamaya tamso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurmamritamgamaya. At the outset, I pay my reverential homage to Param Pavan Gurudev Ji, whose 125th birth centenary we are celebrating. I offer my heartfelt obeisance to his holy feet. I also pay my respects to revered saints on the dais and off the dais. I also pay my respects to the lesser souls who have assembled.
बच्चे को बाहर ले जाइए, बच्चे को बाहर ले जाइए.
But child is a Brahma. Child is like a Brahma. So we enjoy the frolics of the children also. I shall be speaking on the theme of perfection, variously named as immortality, absoluteness, supreme peace, unalloyed bliss, and so forth. I shall be delineating on the intensive and extensive meditations of Gurudeva, but I shall be restructuring his profession and practices in my own way. We, the human beings, are remarkable items in the cosmic process, which is itself wondrous and wonderful. We have been endowed with a unique capacity of self-awareness as also awareness of the total reality. We are ratiocinating, viveki, free, swarat, and responsible beings. This is a prerogative of a human creature. Some human species perhaps don't have these qualities to the extent we have. And that's why we say that human life is a proud possession. It is no doubt a higher degree of evolution, if at all we believe in the theory of evolution, but not the highest one. We are in our worldly existence finite and imperfect. Inherently we are infinite. By our essence, we are infinite. We are eternal, immortal. And the Vedic seer refers to us as Amritasya Putra. We are the progeny of the infinite, the immortal. But in our empirical existence, we have become finitized. We are finite infinite. We are infinite, conditioned by finity. And therefore we must know what we originally are, what is our essential nature, what we are at present in this phenomenal world, and what we ought to be, and how we can realize our real nature. These are the points which a human being who is reflective, self-conscious has to undertake. When we look at our present existence, we find that it is full of imperfections. We have cognitive imperfection. We are not omniscient. We try to attain knowledge, but quite often we fall into the trap of error and illusion and hallucination. And that's why we have to undertake an epistemological inquiry to ascertain the veracity of the knowledge that we have acquired. We have affective imperfection. We want to experience the best, the virtuous, the pleasant, the blissful, but quite often we find that we also end up in misery and suffering. So, apart from cognitive imperfection, we also have affective imperfection. And so also we have cognitive imperfection. We want to do very many things. Sometimes we want to do good, but it may turn out to be evilsome. We may know what is good, but we may not have a will to practice it. And we have a well-known saying, Janami dharma pravrti, janami dharma nivritti. So, our present existence is a finite, limited, conditioned existence. Many upadhis, many conditions are there. This makes us to inquire into the phenomenology of our present existence. We find that we are essentially Satchidananda. We exist, and therefore we say, I am. To say that I am not is contradiction. Yameva asya nirakarta tadeva asya swarupam. Harishankaracharya said. So, we know that we are, we exist, and we have consciousness. We have the capacity to heighten our consciousness, to deepen our consciousness, to make our consciousness perfect. We have infinite potentialities because we are Amritasya Putra. We have to know and realize our potentialities. So, we are Chaitanya Swarupa. And wherever there is perfection, delimitation, infinitude, there has to be bliss. Nalpe sukhamasti yadve bhume tad sukham. So, wherever there is perfection, there is. So, we are Chidananda Swarupa. But in our present existence, we find that our chit is conditioned by achita, body, senses, and mind. Our sattva is conditioned by body, senses, and mind. Our chit is conditioned by finite intelligence, and our anand also is conditioned because we have a pleasure mixed up with pain and suffering. The reason is that the pure self, which we essentially are, is conditioned by a body-mind complex. We are embodied self. And because of this conditioning, we have limitations and imperfections imposed extraneously on the self by this body-mind complex. However, so long as we are empirical beings, so long as we live in this world, this psychophysical complex will be there with us. It's destined to be with us. We have to cope up with it. It can be a boon, it can also be a bane. It's for us, because we are Swarat. We are ratiocinate, free and responsible beings. It's for us to make our worldly life in the best possible way or in the worst possible way. We can be divine, we can be devilish. The choice is ours. And the sages and seers of our country, but also all over the world. And on this occasion, we must remember Gurudev Ji, who have shown us the path for leading a divine life, culminating in perfection. So, the psychophysical apparatus is to be made use of in the best possible way. About the body we were saying, Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhana. So we have to keep the body healthy. We have to keep our mind also pure. We have to keep our intellect brilliant. The Vedic seers were very particular about this. When they prayed that the body be strong, the shoulders be strong, the legs and the feet be strong. They also insisted on purity of mind. Tanme mana shubh sankalpavastu. They insisted on the brilliance of the intellect. So Gayatri mantra is there. Well, the seers and sages at all times, at all places have shown us the right path. And it is for us to follow that path and reach to perfection, or be fallen from that path and lead a hellish life. We are the master of our own self. That's why Lord Buddha used to say, Atma Dipo Bhava. What is needed is that we must know what body is, we must know what mind is, what intellect is, what are the capacities of the intellect. In fact, the Taittiriya Upanishad has